And on top of that, that must be one heck of a church you go to, Congressman. You're in the congregation. But also, Congressman, let me also thank you because you just put the challenge to the commitment that we have all made today. Thank you very, very much for that. At this point, let me ask if there are any questions for the group, and I'd like to first ask if members of the media, if they have any questions before I open it up. Yes, sir. If you'd identify yourself, I'd appreciate it.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Eugene Williams, Sr., who has just had a 3-year experience, finished a 3-year experience as a public school English teacher after having taught at Howard University, University of the District of Columbia. And I'm here because I'm concerned about something. I look at this plan for success. I'm looking very carefully. But I don't see anything of substance, of significance about the role of parents in whatever it is that you are about to do, the National Alliance. As a black man, a senior citizen, I have a question. And the question is to my black brothers and sisters on the panel. You just signed an agreement, and if there is not much in here about parenting, parental involvement, how you can get it going, then I want to ask you this question. What in your organization are you doing about getting parents involved? Because I can tell you that it's not just about the teachers. It's not just about the administrators. It's not just about not having equipment. The essence right here, the problem is parents. Where are our churches? What are they doing? We're not doing anything for these kids. We're not helping parents to be better parents. Now, I know there are some organizations doing a little here and a little there. But that's the problem. And I'm interested in knowing from the National Association of Colored People and Urban League, what is it that you are doing to enhancing the effort of parents to make our children better children and get them to graduate?
Stephanie Jones with the National Urban League.
Yeah, thank you for the question. But I did want to point out that on page 11 there is something on working with parents, training parents and other caregivers in interpreting school and student performance data. No, well, I mean, but you raised the question. You said that we were signing on to something that did not include any parental involvement.
Okay.
Well, at this point, I don't want to branch off into a whole nother discussion about what the Urban League or what the NACP are doing in our organizations on parental involvement. We are here to talk about what the coalition is doing and what this new campaign that we're launching. And one of the reasons that we have gotten involved in this coalition is that there are so many areas in education that we need to focus on, including parental involvement, but a number of other things that, and I think there are many areas that we can get involved in. This particular campaign is looking at a number of things, but as I said on page 11, one of the actions of the coalition is to train parents and to get parents more involved and more knowledgeable about accountability, standards, and other things. So we definitely are addressing the parental involvement issue.
Did anyone else?
Yes, I'd like to just briefly share some perspectives from my organization. First of all, thank you for the question also. I think it's a very important question. When the members of the coalition got together close to about a year ago now and started talking about what would go into this policy and priorities document, those discussions really focused on the myriad of things that we were all doing. And so there were discussions around parental involvement, there were discussions around resource equities. Everything that we are all doing around the table has in some shape, form, or fashion informed this document. In terms of exactly what the NAACP is doing as it relates to this issue, as some of you in the room may know, we have about 2,200 units around the country. In all of our units, we have an education committee headed by a chair and those committees are doing a variety of things, but specifically as it relates to the parent involvement piece, in many of our local units, you will find working right alongside your local PTA, a local NAACP Parent Advisory Council. We call them different names in different places. And the reality is that those councils are going to have varying levels of effectiveness at different places. Again, we are all human. There's no silver bullet. But what I will say is that it is an issue that we are trying to address in terms of support we provide from the national office. And our local units in different places around the country are trying to address the issue as well. And it's that perspective that informed what we put into this document. So.
I think you have two comments. If I could just say, your fundamental importance of parental involvement. We work close at MALDEF. We work in partnership with the Urban League and the Asian Pacific American Legal Center in Los Angeles, the LA Multi-Ethnic Collaborative, for this very, very purpose, so that parents understand what is expected of them by the teacher, the principal, the schools, and what they can expect of the teachers and schools guiding their children's education. And not only do we empower parents as parents, but also empowering parents in the workplace and in the community, so there's greater civic engagement. It is a very, very important issue, one that we've identified. We work closely with the Urban League and other groups on this.
I guess the only thing I would add, sir, is this. Look, I think your question deserves as passionate and as factual an answer as I think the question was posed. I think many of the organizations here are doing a lot within their own confines to step up parental involvement. But I think collectively, we all agree that more needs to be done. One of the reasons we put this coalition together is so that we would have the resources and the support needed to increase those things that we know contribute to the success of high school graduation. Parental involvement is a key piece of this. And so we've got to step up to do more. We are going to be educating parents, particularly in low-income communities, particularly within our own communities, particularly of English language learners. We've got to educate them about the importance of their involvement on a day-to-day basis in the graduation success of their kids. We know we can do it. We ourselves are products of that same kind of parental involvement. We know what's needed, but we're going to step up as a coalition, put the resources in place, take advantage of things that we know are in place now and working, and try to maximize those over what each of us is doing so that we can do a lot more. So I appreciate your question. I think it's important. I think we have to step up, and I think we're prepared to do that.
Yes, sir.
Governor Wise. Hi, I'm James Wright from the Washington Afro-American newspaper, and I just have a quick question. The reason why a lot of these kids are dropping out is because they're bored. School is boring. The curriculum does not stimulate them, and for many, vocational education, and this is a problem in the district, seems to have been watered down. Now, my question is that in your component, are you going to look at possible curriculum changes and also, vocational education, or where are you all going to stand on that particular instance?
Anybody want to? The answer,
yeah. Look, I obviously a lot of us want to respond to this stuff, so, I don't want to hog the mic here. Look, I think that education doesn't have to be boring. It doesn't. It shouldn't be. It's interesting. Exposing kids and minds to the world of information should not be boring and dull. It doesn't have to be. I think curriculum is going to be strengthened when you have teachers who teach on subject for which they're certified. You're going to have people interested by bringing in the totality of the learning experience, both within the class and outside. But this is a coalition that recognizes the importance of curriculum for the success of graduating students in high school. And we're going to do what it takes to help stimulate quality improvements in the kinds of education that our students are exposed to. We think that can make a huge difference.